Yo, ladies and gents, what's good? What's poppin'? Boomer here, and welcome back to a brand new Rocket League series, Decision Efficiency. Have you always wondered about knowing how to make the right decision in a game every time? How pro players make their decisions and how to be more efficient at the game? Well then, this series is built just for you. Before we get into that, I just want to let you guys know that I am a streamer over on Twitch. If you guys want to come talk to me or watch me play Rocket League in real time, come stop on over for the vibes. I'm also a coach for Rocket League. If you guys are interested in receiving a one-on-one replay analysis or a coaching session with me, then check out the Patreon and Discord links below. We also officially have memberships on the channel now, so if you guys want exclusive content or early content, check out the join button next to the sub button. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Alright, so I figured we're going to work our way backwards in this series so you guys can see the difference in the levels of this. As someone who's been playing the game for 11,000 hours and since the release of the game, I think the current day of how Rocket League is played is very inefficient at any rank that isn't the professional rank. So, we're going to jump right into the current World Champions replays, Beast Mode, and break down his efficiency, and use this as a baseline to dissect all the other ranks afterwards. So, let's do it. Alright, let's get into this. Okay, so lose the mid boost, go back, support teammate here. Nice. Good first touch, good ISO. Alright, so even off the rip here, you guys can see. So, immediately we lose the mid boost, and now we go back to support teammate. So he takes up a position where, okay, there's two things that Omar might do. In defense, in 2v2, usually one player plays low, and one player covers the high, right? You have two-layered defense. So in this spot, Beast Mode probably thinks like, hey, Omar might jump and force, and if he forces velocity, he's usually going to force him high, right? So velocity goes for a flipper set here, and Omar jumps, which he does. You know, he ends up making velocity outplay him, using the reset, so Beast Mode's there to just pick the ball up. Then boom, back down to the ground, and now he looks. Is Kevin going, or is he not? Most likely he's not going to. So now what we have is this is an ISO position in 2v2, what we call an ISO, right? So if we speed this play up fast enough so that velocity cannot get back into the play, we could potentially capitalize on a 2v2 scenario, which is what I think the gist of 2v2 is, and that's why I feel like it kind of took over 3v3 from being the main game mode, right? You have a lot of those situations that you would find in 3v3, and they're done at pace. Instead, it forces you to make decisions quickly. So even here, right? Not the touch that Beast Mode wanted, I'm sure, but right after this, you know, he tries to get a 50, and then he's immediately getting information. Where's my teammate? Is my teammate awkward? Is my teammate ready to go? Okay, he's got full boost, he's ready to go. All right, I'm gonna go behind him. It's very, very simple stuff, right? It's not overcomplicated. Even here, another, you know, we get the save, 2v1. And I feel like players at the lower ranks would go missing in these kind of spots, right? I feel like they'd go for boost, or they'd let their teammate go one-on-one with the last defender. It's a 2v1. Speed the play up, right? Try to get him out. Try to force a problem onto Kevin early while he's alone, you know, and defending by himself. That's something I feel like players definitely don't do. And I wanted to make this series because, you know, I just got back into the game after 8 months. I was working a corporate America job, and, you know, I've been realizing at like the GC3 ranks, it's a nightmare. It's absolutely a nightmare feel. Like they're not doing the things that like a plat player would be good at, like single jumping and flipping into a shot. And I'm just watching people double jump into stuff and dink the ball nonstop, and they don't know how to create situations that are good for your teammate. They don't know how to leave the ball in a good spot. And we'll definitely see it when we get down. I wanted to use the RLCS, you know, level and the mastery over the game to kind of showcase what this efficiency looks like, even in this spot right here, right? Sorry, I'm yapping a little too much. Let's go back and break down this goal. So this is a post-demo situation, right? Omar has just gotten demoed. Okay, so we're speeding the play up, you know, trying to buy time for Omar to get back, get boost. So this right here, yeah, it's forcing a little too much, but he ends up getting the ball or the player, and now Omar has a free ball, and now we're behind the play. You can still do stuff behind the play, so now he can be a disruptor, he can be up in front for the ball. You know, Kevin has to worry about that because velocity is overcommitting. So we speed this play up just fast enough so that velocity can't get back. And if you look at this from Omar's view, I'll see players in Omar's position go for like some kind of controlled solo play or like a mechanical play. In this spot, the basis of 2v2 is getting one player out of the play, and then you isolate the last player using a 2v1 or a 1v1, right? So why would we do mechanics here when we could speed this play up fast enough so that velocity can't get back? And so if you look at this play from, and it's a beautiful touch, you know, from Beast Mode into the lip of the ceiling there, but if you look at this from velocity's point of view, he overcommits for this boost, and he just can't get back. whatsoever. You know, he has the boost, but he can't get back. So that's the efficiency that I'm discussing in this current video, and we'll see it more when we get to the low SSL after this, the GC3, GC2, GC1, and so on and so forth. Because you know, this can be done at any rank, this kind of efficiency, right? Even here. So I have absolutely no right to criticize Beast Mode's gameplay. Absolutely no right. You know, he's a world champion. I'm like a burger bubble pro. So, you know, in this spot, I would like to prevent situations before they happen. So in my head, like, I would try to get around velocity quick, but it's like there's too little space to do that, right? Even if Beast Mode tries to jump over him and get to the ball in time, you know, most likely velocity is going to jump as well. So, you know, he's not sacrificing his position. He's dodging the demo, and if he can get the save on top of that, even better, right? And he also gets Omar back into play, right? Because if he went earlier and, you know, that 50 goes really bad and then Omar spawns in, you know, no one's going to be protecting the net. So doing the best we can on defense there, and that's ultimately what it comes down to, you know, trying to work together on defense rather than going at it solo. Nice way to stay on here. Nice little soft cheat. It's forcing, you know, something, trying to keep pressure on. And now even right here, this is like such a little thing that I feel like players at the lower ranks will go all the way back here, all the way, and they will go into net and park in the net and leave their, you know, like spin into the net, leave all their momentum, kill all their momentum. They don't save nothing, and then they'll get chased by Velocity, who is Velocity in this spot, right? And instead, you know, he recognizes that Omar has just flipped into the ball, right? And now he's overcommit. And this is speeding up their counterattack. So instead, he preemptively gets in front of the demo, and now he's cutting off this ball. Which when I also tell players when you cut the ball, yeah, this is gorgeous stuff. I tell players when I coach them, when you cut the ball in 2v2, you either cut it for multiple touches for yourself or for your teammate, right? So he's doing both. He's currently cutting this ball for his teammate to get back and get recovered and get boost, but he's also touching the ball, you know, to threaten multiple touches. Okay, Kevin's hit it away. Velocity ends up not Velocity, sorry. Omar ends up missing, which, I mean, it happens, right? So once he knows Kevin's hit it away on no boost, he's like, okay, Omar's there. Okay, he missed, that's fine. I'm not going to hit it up on the wall because that's what Kevin has covered, so I'm going to fake it, right? Fakes it. Kevin throws himself at it, low 50, and now they've opened up another ISO, right? So Velocity's just been chased by Omar, it seems, so he's in the net, and now they have a pass opportunity here, right? And if that pass gets through, it's most likely a goal, you know, if it's hit harder in that spot. Sorry, I lost where Beast Mode was at. So I end up getting demoed and then counterattacked, so, I mean, it happens. Alright, into the next play here. Okay, loses the kickoff. Immediately trying to not give a clean possession to Kevin. Nice. See how he's trying to follow up? He's trying to follow up Omar as soon as possible in that play. Work together there. Nice. Touch up to Omar. Oh, they try to put together a pre-jump play. Hits it down the ground for a double. Keeping the pressure here, you know, not giving them a free possession. Unfortunate miss from the blue team, and that's an open net. Looks like some kind of kickoff strat attempt. Just hits it high, gives Omar an opportunity. And again, keeping pressure here. So players who like to think this is like ball chasing, right? The reason that you do something like this is a play for your teammate. I feel like players don't know how to play this for a teammate. They would try to score this or shoot it or do something that's like they'd hit it into an opponent. They'd find a way. And we'll see it at the lower ranks, right? He's doing this so that Omar can get out of the play. He's not giving a clean possession to the blue team, and he's letting Omar get out. It gives you the freedom to kind of play. And again, so they're, you know, he's punishing them by allowing, you know, they allow him to get that boost, and he turns again. He's immediately putting tons of pressure on the blue team. Opens up a shot opportunity for Omar. Another buy time challenge right there. Omar does the same thing. Oh, they have very, very good chemistry together right now. Takes his time, realizes he doesn't have to hit it. It'd be better to take it back, get a clean possession. His first touches are obviously insane, you know, and I don't want to make this a glazing video, but it's incredible stuff to watch, right? So I wanted to start with this being our baseline for peak efficiency so that, you know, when we trickle down, we're going to use this as the baseline and and look at all the lower gameplay and be like, okay, well, if we compare it to that, then obviously not everyone is going to be professional level, but this can be applied to any rank is essentially the point I'm trying to get across. We don't have to play the game so inefficient. We don't have to, if everybody understands that we can play 2v2 in a specific way that's, what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. Who cares what I have to say? Let's just watch the gameplay. That's what we're here for, man. Who cares what I gotta say? All right. So he's up. Even post demo situation, right? Your teammate just gets demoed, and he just got demoed himself, right? So immediately grabs the boost, closes the space down, and he's immediately up. Doesn't want to give him a clean solo play, and then boom, he catches velocity out with a ground pinch. Incredible, incredible shot. So again, it's certain stuff like that, right, that makes all the difference. Again, keeping his pace up, and pay attention to the positioning here. This is something that, again, when I'm coaching people, I tell them not to overcomplicate positioning. The pennies are usually a good indicator of anywhere you could, take up a position, and just chill for a second. Anything like this is fine. Generally in this area is fine, right? Because you can cover anything that happens. Oh, sorry, it's like drawing by itself. You can cover anything that happens from this area. Any interaction. If this pinch somehow goes backwards and towards your net, he can still turn out. If it goes up into the ceiling, if it goes middle, if it goes back into the corner, if it goes straight out mid, like, he has everything covered where he's positioned. And keep, like, something to note is he's not wiggling at all, right? Something that I see lower ranked players do is they wiggle in these spots. They go left, right, left, right, left, right, which that shows, whether they're doing it consciously or not, is uncertainty. You don't know where the ball's going to end up. So it's better to just keep your car faced somewhere like this and then wait for the interaction to happen. If it's bad, okay, turn away. Players are like preemptively turning away and leaving the play before any interactions happen, right? So he's just sitting here waiting to see if Kevin has the clear or not. Because even if Kevin has the clear, he's going to hit it into him. So that's one of the spots where he's just, got good positioning. That's something I want players to try to pay more attention to as well in your own ranks. The game doesn't have to be super overcomplicated. It can be very, very simplistic as well. So even something like this, I tell players not to go to net. Don't go to net. Don't power side in the net. Don't drive into the net. You don't have to. You can save basically anything you need to. And even if that goes high, the position that he's at right here, he could go backboard. Notice how his car's turned. If this gets popped by velocity or does some kind of spoiler flick, beast mode can just go backboard here. It gives you the freedom and options. You don't limit yourself. And you're clearing the ball across the net. And even if let's say he gets the worst touch of all time and his car like hits the post or he doesn't recover well or something like that, this ball can also be for Omar. It's cleared into the corner safely where the other opponent is not going to get a free possession or a free ball. Right? If he's in the net and he hits that out into the midfield, Kevin's going to be next for it. So he sets himself up for another solo play. It's the transitions that I think are more similar to 3v3, right? You go from defense to offense so quick in 2v2 in these sequences. A lot of side-to-side stuff from the blue team here. It's because they're low on boost, Can't really do much. He probably knows velocity is low there. Takes his time. 2v1 situation again. Now they're going for some kind of freestyle play. Flick up to Omar. And again, this is what I'm talking about. I have no right to judge these players. These players are all so much better at the game than I am. But like, this is the kind of stuff that I talk about, right? He just spawns in, doesn't have any momentum across his net here. So his save ends up being like, he does get the save, the initial save, but now it's hard to follow up. He doesn't have a teammate to follow it up. This is the kind of save that needs a follow-up, right? And you can get away with that kind of stuff in like a 3v3 game, but his teammate's like pre-jumping from behind. So, he just can't get the follow-up, and beast mode just immediately turns back around, sees him like still recovering, and just beats him at pace. And that's going to do it for this game. So like I said, we're going to take what we learned from this game, and then we're going to grab the next episode is going to be a low SSL game. Then we're going to go, GC3, GC2, so on and so forth, so you guys can see. And we'll break it down. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for episode 1 of Decision Efficiency. If you guys enjoyed this or want to see more content like this, let me know in the comments below. Please leave a like, share, and subscribe, and join the Discord to stay up to date with when I post or go live. If you guys want to show some extra support, use code BOOMA in the Fortnite and Rocket League shops. Much love as always. I'll see you guys in the next one or on stream. Peace.